Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 30 stocks that I'm currently watching right now. Now obviously yesterday was another interesting day in the stock market. We had the stock market once again going down on the Nasdaq, on the tech side of it, pretty heavy. And well, I don't think many people actually realise, but I actually daily watch about 400 stocks. So today I'm going to be sharing 30 of them stocks with you. I would say about 15 of them are stocks that I own and 15 are stocks that I don't own. So there'll be some new stocks on here that I have maybe never talked about before, or maybe mentioned a few months ago, maybe even a few years ago. So yeah, there'll be a good mixture of stocks on here, and I'll try to spend like a minute on them and some of my thoughts on them stocks at the moment. Very interesting day yesterday. Once again, the stock market went down on the tech side of it. I'm going to say that today especially, my throat is absolutely killing, so hopefully my voice sounds absolutely fine, but honestly it's like I've swallowed loads of glass, so if I do disappear for maybe a day or two on YouTube, it's probably because it's just got too bad. But hopefully I'll be here again tomorrow making a video anyway. But just thought I'd let you know that in case you think I've gone missing tomorrow or the day after. I did actually, because of the drop, I did sell 2 stocks and I did buy 5 stocks. So I'll try to do a big update on my portfolio at the end of the week. But if you do want to know when I'm buying and selling companies, the link to my Patreon is in the description. But we'll get stuck onto the video. So before I actually talk about the individual stocks that I'm watching, just on the Nasdaq, once again it tried to put in like a bit of a recovery. About 5 minutes in, it just went, oh, I give up. And that was it for the rest of the day. Slowly downtrended, and once again, in like the last kind of hour, it just went down absolutely huge once again. So very interesting from that point of view. Not complaining, I always say, when stocks going down in the short term means more money in the long term, so not going to complain too much about that. Now, just looking at the pre-market side of it, once again, it is looking to try put a little bit of a recovery in. Once again, you guys probably know the outcome of this, but I said yesterday, it's looking a bit choppy, and same again today. It's a bit everywhere, so we'll see how it opens up. Now, just before I start talking about some individual stocks, I always like to give a bit of like motivation of like, buy the dip and you'll be okay kind of thing. So one thing that popped into my head the other day is this stock, Apple. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's a pretty well-known stock. Probably one of the most famous stocks in the stock market, I guess, isn't it? Now, in 2017, this stock had an absolute, probably a good year. You'd say if 46% gain was, the stock market was pretty good that year, but you would say 46% gain is pretty good. Now, when we went into 2018 was a bit of a choppy year, and it had a bit of a relax, a bit of a chill out, because obviously the stock market in general kind of goes up 8%. So if it goes up quite a lot, obviously it needs a bit of chill time for valuations to catch up. And we got to 2018, there was a political tensions that we'll say was the cause of it, but realistically it's probably because valuations were very overstretched as well. And if you look at 2018, the stock market did nothing. Like it actually went down, and you had 12 months where I guess the stock market did it in general, but Apple stock as well followed that, and the stock was down 15%. And that's what you've always got to remember, when you're buying these companies, are you willing to hold these companies for 12 months and maybe not see anything happen? Great company, when in a second when we go past 2019, you'll be like, okay, it was worth holding. But at the time, I tell you what, back in 2018, a few people were like, oh, I'm not buying Apple stock, it doesn't do anything. And it just, Apple stock just chilled there for quite a while. And, you've got to be willing to hold. If we hit a bear market like 2018, are you willing to hold these companies? And, if a company is increasing its profit, its revenue, eventually the share price will catch up and it goes up. And sure, you might have had 12 months of doing nothing, but look what happened in 2019. We went up 90%. So you just had to sit there, stock market, the big thing with stock market is a game of patience. And you had to sit there through 2018 of 12 months of the stock going down, if anything, and being like, oh, is this ever going to go up? But if you had the patience and you were able to hold these, it weren't just Apple, this was the whole stock market. If you had the patience to hold that company, next year, you got the rewards. The stock was up absolutely huge, nearly 95% there. And then once again, even in 2021, once again up 83%. So it just shows you, you might have a little bit of pain where the stock market and an individual stock does nothing for 12 months, but it's a game of patience. And if you're willing to hold that for 12 months, eventually it will come back and bang, there we go. So I'm just saying here, you know, I'm not saying this is the outcome, but, you know, let's just put in theory that 2021 is a 2018 year and we have that going on. Are you willing to hold these stocks for 12 months without doing anything? Are you willing to see them maybe go down? But the thing you've always got to remember, and if you're buying a great company, Apple, great company, revenue goes up, profit goes up, eventually the share price will come back and kick in. And look at that, you know, a bare year, next 2 years, look how much it goes up. And that's the mentality you've got to have. So yeah, I thought I'd just mention that because that was something I was kind of thinking about the other day. But we'll get onto these 30 stocks now because there is a lot. This could be a long video. We'll see how we do. So I'm going to try to spend a minute on them, maybe a little bit less. Tesla's the first interesting one. This one is up and down like a yo-yo. It seems like it's trying to find its true value because I think this is somewhere around here is where the stock split happened. And it's like the company added like 150 billion onto its market cap for announcing the stock split. And then once again, it's just gone up even more. And I think Tesla's now trying to find its true value because when it was up here, the valuation on Tesla is just way too much. So hopefully we'll find a bit of a realistic value and it just chills for a little bit. But once again, you know, you talk about Tesla, in the long term, this is going to be a beast of a company. So yeah, I think Tesla's just nicely going to consolidate for a bit. You know, let's not forget the run it's been on. So this would be really good. But you look at Tesla, you know, next 5 years, where's it going to be? Is it going to be higher or lower? 100% it's going to be higher. Just like Apple stock. Pinterest. So I own this one. I'm currently up, I think in one account, I'm up, I'm going to say 180%. It's something like that. And in the other account, I'm up like 220%. This one is dipping. And it's probably due a dip because it had a lot of COVID numbers in. But it's one that I'm watching because it's a great company and I think it has a really good future. So it will be interesting to see where this goes to. It's one that I'm watching very closely. If it was to get maybe in that $50 range, could be tempting. The valuation is still a little bit rich, but just one that's kind of dipping in the background that is definitely worth watching. Next one, Adobe stock. So these guys actually reported earnings Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. And the earnings were amazing. Really good earnings. And I think this kind of sums up the stock market we're in. The stock went up a little bit, but nothing huge. And these guys brought amazing earnings out. So it says a lot about the stock and the stock market in general. But yeah, these guys, one that I am watching because I think the products are amazing. I think the company is amazing. And if you look at the company, like it's just really, once again, a bit like Apple, consolidated since about July time now. So, you know, we're nearly coming up to 12 months without Adobe doing anything. And historically, look at what it's done as well. So that's one interesting company to me right now. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one for sure. Next up, Facebook. So Facebook, I think I really like this company. I would love to buy more of this. And I was looking back the other day and when Facebook was here and it's chilled at this range for nearly half a year, I looked back on this the other day and went, I should have bought here at $250. I should have bought that, and it just slipped past me. You know, sometimes it does happen. You know, I think it's one of those where you're up, you know, 50%, and you just kind of don't look at it because you're already up in that position. And you're looking for companies that you know that are down, dipping, and stuff like that. And yeah, I just kind of looked at that one. I was like, I think the Ford P was like 20 on that one. My opinion. A must-own stock in a portfolio, and yeah, I should have bought that one. And yeah, hopefully, if that does come down a little bit, probably one that I'll consider buying. Eli, so this one has gone from $30 down to $26, and it is one that I've been buying. This one here, I think I'm probably gonna make a full video on Eli and Callaway in the next few weeks, or hopefully next week. And yeah, I think people are sleeping on this one big time. I think the Topgolf merger is a game changer on that one. So yeah. Now this one, very interesting once again. The stock is it's done okay, but at the moment it's just kind of chilling, which is good because it has been on a very good run. But one thing is where a lot of tech stocks are being absolutely slaughtered. I mean, I guess you could say it dropped back a little bit there, but I mean, it shot up within a month and then it just pulled back within a month. So I'm not going to count that as like a big drop because it was just only recent. But if you look at the moment where a lot of tech stocks have been hammered, it's not too bad. It's kind of chilling, you know. So this is good to see Shopify consolidating because it's say it's not dropped much, but I think at this sort of valuation, I'm a big fan of this one, as you know. It's one that I do own. I've got a few more companies I own coming up, and then there's some newer companies in a second. Amazon, once again, very much like Shopify. Adobe, kind of consolidating around here. And once again, it's not one that's dipping much either, but I like this one. So yeah, might be one that I buy a few more shares of. I think everyone's kind of assessing the management change really on that one, but I tell you what, if they came out and announced a stock split, that stock would be going up. Beyond Meat, down 5%, one that I'm thinking about buying. Once again, I think Wall Street are totally missing this one. The amount of downgrades I'm seeing on this one, and I'm like, you should be upgrading this one. This one, for me, in the next 12 months, you wait. This is, I tell you, in 12 months' time, I'm going to be like, I'm going to make a video, I'm going to sit down in the kitchen when this is like 12 months' time and this stock's like $200. And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to make a video and I'm going to have I'm going to have a Beyond Meat burger here. I'm going to have some packets of Beyond Meat, a big Beyond Meat sign here. And I'm just going to go, told you. So you wait for that in 12 months' time. I tell you, Wall Street are sleeping on that stock big time. Right, I think we're getting some newer stocks as well a bit here. So AMD, this, I need to look into this. I keep saying I need to look into it. I don't look into it. It goes up and then it drops again. I'm like, right, look into it this time. And I'm definitely need to get this done. I'm just really cautious about the amount of companies that I do own in my portfolio right now. I don't want it to come like an index fund, so that's why I'm trying to be a bit resistant on buying everything. But yeah, 21% dip, 37p, still growing at a crazy rate. Yeah, I think this one is on my watch list, and I think some of you guys as well, you might like that one, because I see that one in like Nvidia mentioned quite a bit. Next up, this one, I used to see everyone talk about this, but it's just gone so quiet at the moment. Neo, yeah, look at that, 10% down yesterday. And yeah, since the high, $60, it has pulled back. Personally, I would consider Neo. I've always said $30 is where I'd consider it, and it's not far off there, so I'll see what happens. Now I just had a phone call, absolutely killed the recording there, but we'll carry on. Yeah, but Neo, one I used to see just talk about. Yeah, I kind of, think that $30 is a good point, but I've just bought Tesla, so I'm a little bit different now than when I said that. But yeah, I think Neo at $30 is definitely interesting, one that's not being talked about that much at all. But yeah, one I'm definitely watching. Here, really good earnings, stock's down again, $21. Yeah, this is one that if it goes a bit lower, maybe 19, I'll probably buy a little bit more of. But yeah, strange that it's just moving down after such good earnings as well. A lot of the Chinese stocks are moving down though. Like I said, we just showed Neo, then there'll be actually another 2 Chinese stocks I think on this list. Gang, earnings tonight, so we'll see where this one goes, but slightly moving down once again. So yeah, we'll see where this one goes. Might be one that pick up. Earnings might be the push that moves it down where it's into the buying range. Obviously, historically they do pretty awful earnings as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. And I always find this name really tricky to say. Pinduoduo. Yeah, this is a Chinese company, e-commerce play. I think one of the things here is management on the left, but I looked at this company at $8 and I was like, I really like it, and then it shot up, and yeah, I should have really bought it, but it's coming down a little bit. So yeah, just see how the management change goes there, and if that creates like a buying opportunity in this one. So yeah, Pinduoduo there. We'll watch that one very closely. We've seen a few people actually starting to talk about that one as well right now. In my opinion, I love this stock, DraftKings. So this is actually one of the companies that over the last few weeks where a lot of the tech stocks have gone down, this one's actually going up. And yeah, I would like to buy a bit more DraftKings. It's probably, I'm going to say, my favourite US stock. So yeah, if I can buy a few more of the shares in these guys, I will do. I really, really like these guys. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Ideally, $60 is where I'd be very happy for that one. So yeah, we'll see where that one goes. The Frozen Plant-Based Kings Tattoo Chef. So yeah, $90. I think $18 if it gets there. I think even now though, at like 19 is a solid buy. But yeah, $18 for me. I'd love to get $18 if I can. Yeah, I think this solid company. Once again, I think this is a must in a portfolio. So yeah, we'll see how it goes there. Depends how Meet Kevin's feeling, if he puts some nice videos out about it as well. I love seeing what him and Jeremy are up to right now. M-Phase, one that's once again on the list that I need to look into. I've always wanted a solar play in my portfolio. This one has sold off quite a bit since the highs. So yeah, this is on my watch list to look into. But I quite often get asked about solar plays. That would probably be my one. But I need to look into it a little bit further. And next up, a video that I made this week, Corsair. Have been buying a little bit more of these guys. I think that once again, you know, this one is a solid play in the next few years, and you got a nice little dip that's going currently on at Corsair. Next up, Turtle Beach. So you know what? The more I listen to this company, I'm like, the valuation is a lot now compared to what it used to be, but it's still really cheap. Like, you know, these guys are not just like making headsets. They bought Rocat, which I think was an amazing purchase. You know, you got the mice coming in, the keyboards coming in. Obviously they've bought a microphone company right now. I think like these guys are more than just a headset company now, and I think the gaming cycle will help them huge as well. I think, yeah, the more I look at this and I'm like, I'm up like 30-40%, and it has a little dip. I'm like, but I love the company, so, you know, maybe average up a little bit. You know, I still think I'll be holding this one for another probably 12 months yet. So yeah, I do really like this company, especially when you compare it like on a P ratio of 10. I just find it nuts, absolutely nuts. Next up, my MJ play, Planet 13. Oh, I'm on the Canadian holding there. Let's go on the US holding. There we go. Having a little bit of a dip. It's a bit of a high risk, you know, pink sheet stock, but I like this one. I really like this one. I think when the next 12 months, when we see a recovery, I think the game plan for this one for everyone to see is so obvious. So yeah, I'm thinking about it. Thinking about that one. I've not actually bought anything. Next up, one of the hot stocks, ChargePoint. I did say if it got to $20 I'd buy, but I looked at the valuation. I was like, it's still a 5 billion market cap company. It's a little bit rich on the valuation still, but yeah, I mean, just look at that. So we'll see where it goes. It's one that I'm watching, and I'll see how it goes over the next few months and everything. But yeah, this is one definitely interesting to me, but I still struggle a little bit with the valuation at the moment. So yeah, just keeping an eye on it. I'll see what happens, because that falling knife trend is absolutely awful. Next up, EHang. So I was pretty much done buying this one. I don't want to buy too much because it is a spec play, but I'm looking at this one now at $35, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's a long hold. My money will be tied up in this one for like a good 5 years-ish, but man, you can't. The technology that these guys have is just far and above what everyone else has, and if the more and more that drones start happening, these guys are going to smash it, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I am considering. Like I say, the other thing is I don't want it to be too big of a position because it is a bit of a risky spec play, but it's great. It's a good company with the technology they have. These guys' skills. So I made the video yesterday, like, you know, I'm really surprised how much this has dropped. But it had been on too good of a run. But at $19, I was like, okay, this is kind of crazy now, because the valuation so good now. This is back at a decent valuation now. And yeah, I'll be honest with you, this is one I've been buying. So yeah, I think that these guys right now have been averaging up. I'm still averaging up like, you know, a good 20-30% on these guys. But yeah, I think that the game plan for these guys 5 years down the line, it could be really impressive. So yeah, I'm a big fan of skills stock. Next up, GNOG, back down at $13. I'm actually, look at that drop. I didn't even realise this. This is actually news to me. I didn't actually realise it dropped 14% yesterday. Wow. Yeah, I think at $13, easy money this one. The earnings yesterday, my opinion's starting to change on this one. I was like, I'm going to hold it for the short term, but the more I look at how aggressive they are getting on the expansion, I'm like, I actually really like this company, and I might actually hold it long term. So yeah, That's a crazy. I didn't even realise it dropped that much. That just kind of blew my mind right there. So yeah, Chinog, really good. This one is on my list to look into a bit more. Yalla stock. Basically, it's like a voice messaging app. Very interesting, especially on the gaming side. The gaming side is actually growing quite huge, and you guys know that I like a gaming company, especially a mobile gaming company. So yeah, that's on my watch list to look into. But that's another stock that literally moves like 10% in a day. It's nuts. It's not for the faint-hearted, you know. Palantir, I might make a full video on this one, but I have looked into it. I like the company. There's the two things that make me nervous is the valuation, still a very rich valuation, and also that I'm moving into a company that I can't keep my eye on that much because I don't know the industry that well. And those are the two things that make me a little bit nervous. But what I have seen of the company is amazing. I probably won't be buying it unless the valuation comes amazing, you know, then I might consider it. But yeah, I might make a full video on that one. Let me know if you want a full video on that one. These guys were not these guys, wrong company. So you get all the, when I do a screen recording, you get all the errors in it. Telidoc. These guys have fallen huge. I mean, these guys were like Cathy Wood's little babies, I guess, really, weren't they? You know, everyone was enjoying this one a few months ago. So yeah, look at that, nearly 4% dip. So might look into that one. I think from what I know, the valuation is still a little rich, but I like the company from what I've seen before. So yeah. And then him and hers. Once again, this is one that I saw doing quite well a few months ago. Very much like Telidoc. Once again, sold off. Might be one that I look into. That's look at that drop. That's absolutely huge. And the last one, I think I might have done one shot, because I think I actually put two stocks the same here. But the last one on this list, which is a firm. So this is an IPO that you guys probably know. I covered on the channel. Had a great IPO. I mean, the run-up was absolutely insane. But right now, slowly dropping back down. So that's one to keep an eye on. Will not consider this one. I normally buy IPOs like 9 months after the IPO because that's when you get all the lockup period and then the stock might dip. So it's one that I'm keeping an eye on. So if this kind of gets to like $50 maybe in about September time, that's one that I'm keeping on an eye out for the long term anyway. So anyway, those are 30 stocks. Maybe I was one short actually because I just noticed that I put one stock in twice. So it might be 29 stocks, but hey, I can't put 29 stocks. It just doesn't look cool on the thumbnail and the title. So yeah, those are 30 stocks on my watch list. Like I say, good mix of stocks that I own and a good mix of stocks that I don't own as well. And you guys let me know as well what stocks you're buying at the moment, because there is some good bargains out there. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you are new, subscribe as well. I'm off to go give my voice a little rest now, and I'll catch you all in a bit.